Busy days don't usually start badly. They start early, with more on the calendar than usual, more to remember, more pressure to get moving quickly. And somewhere in that rush, discipline quietly becomes harder. Not because people suddenly stop caring, but because busy days ask more before anything even begins. Most professionals already know what they want to do on a good day. They know the habits that help. They know the routines that make things smoother. But on busy days, that knowledge doesn't always translate into action. And that gap is where frustration builds. What's interesting is that discipline doesn't usually collapse in the middle of the day. It weakens much earlier than that, often before the day has even properly started. Busy days tend to create a specific kind of pressure in the morning, a sense that time is already scarce, that there's no room to move slowly, that something important might be missed. So the mind shifts into urgency mode, and urgency doesn't pair well with discipline. When everything feels important, nothing feels easy to begin. This is why busy days often feel different even before the work begins. The body wakes up alert, the mind starts scanning ahead, and attention gets pulled into what's coming next instead of what's happening now. In that state, discipline isn't missing, it's crowded out. Most people think consistency fails because they lack willpower. But on busy days, the real challenge is cognitive load. Too many decisions arrive too early. Too many priorities compete at once. And the nervous system doesn't feel settled enough to support structure. What quietly helps on days like this isn't forcing motivation, it's reducing friction at the very beginning of the day. Not by doing more, but by asking less. Many professionals who stay relatively steady on busy days aren't relying on discipline in the traditional sense. They're relying on familiarity. They tend to move through the same small sequence before the day accelerates. Not because it's optimal, but because it's predictable. That predictability gives the nervous system something stable to hold on to before everything else starts moving. It might look like a short, repeated window in the morning where nothing new is introduced. The same order, the same pace, the same limited set of actions. Not a long routine, not a perfect one, just something that doesn't require negotiation. On busy days, discipline struggles when everything feels negotiable. When every choice feels open, the mind stays in evaluation mode. And evaluation is exhausting. What tends to work better is when the morning removes the need to decide at all. When the early part of the day is already familiar enough that it doesn't compete for attention. This isn't about controlling the entire day. Busy days rarely allow that. It's about creating a small moment of stability before demands start pulling focus outward. Not to be productive, but to be oriented. When that orientation is missing, people often feel behind before the day truly begins. And once that feeling sets in, discipline feels like effort instead of support. This is why routines that help on busy days are usually simpler than expected. They don't aim to optimize energy. They aim to reduce mental noise. They don't try to prepare you for everything. They help you arrive somewhere first. For many people, discipline doesn't disappear on busy days. It just doesn't get the conditions it needs to show up. And when those conditions are quietly restored, even briefly, discipline often follows on its own. Not perfectly, not all day, but enough to feel less scattered. And sometimes, that small shift is what makes a busy day feel manageable rather than overwhelming. If this gave you clarity and direction, subscribe to 7D Mindset. We are your space for career growth, personal development, and building a more stable, powerful, future-ready life. Your next decade is waiting, and you are ready for it.